Hello everyone, welcome back. This is the third lecture of the chapter Pastoralism in the Modern World. Let's revise the third topic. Let's move to Africa, where over half of the world's pastoral population lives. Communities like Bedauni, Berber, Masai, Somali, Boran, and Turkana lives. They raise cattle, camel, goat, sheep, and donkey. And to survive, they sell animal skin, meat, milk, and wool. Like India, the lives of African pastoralists have changed dramatically over the colonial and post colonial period. In detail, we will talk about one pastoral community, Maasai, which lives in East Africa, over 3 lakhs in southern Kenya, and 1,50,000 in Tanzania. It's a vast community. Now let's move to the topic, where have the grazing lands gone? One of the problems the Maasai has faced is the continuous loss of their grazing lands. Before colonial rules, Maasai was spread over North Kenya and northern Tanzania. A vast land was covered. But after the colonial rule, due to internal dispute, boundaries were created between British Kenya and German Tanganyika, due to which Maasai land was divided into half. क्योंकि जो कॉलोनियल रूलर्स के बीच में डिफरेंसेस थे उसकी वजह से जब बाउंड्रीज बना दी गई तो जो वास्ट लैंड ऑफ मसाई के पास जो लैंड था उसको भी बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट डिवाइड होना पड़ा. Best grazing lands went to white settlement and Maasais were pushed into small areas. Here, British colonial government encouraged to expand the cultivation. Similarly, जैसे इंडिया में हुआ था वैसे ही अफ्रीका में भी जो कल्टीवेशन है उस पर ज़्यादा फोकस किया गया, जिसका मतलब जो पैस्चर लैंड्स बची हुई है उनको कल्टीवेशन लैंड्स में कन्वर्ट करने को कहा गया. एज कल्टीवेशन एक्सपैंड, pasture land shrank. Large number of grazing lands were turned into game reserves like Masai Mara and Samburu National Park in Kenya and Serengeti Park in Tanzania. Now they can neither hunt animal nor graze their herds in these areas. Moving towards the borders are closed. Due to restrictions on their mobility, pastoral groups were forced to live within the confines of special reserves. They were not allowed to move without permission, and if found guilty, they were severely punished. अब विदाउट परमिशन वो लोग घूम भी नहीं सकते और अगर घूमते पाए गए तो उनको पनिशमेंट भी बराबर मिलती थी. Many regions were prohibited for them to enter. They were considered as dangerous. जैसे इंडिया में इनको नाम दिया गया था criminals, वैसे ही अफ्रीका में इनको नाम दिया गया dangerous. People with whom all contacts need to be minimized. This adversely affected both pastoral and their trading activities. When pastures dries, drought affected the lives of pastoralists. When rain failed and pasture was dry, cattle starved. Unless they can be moved to areas where forage is available. अब ड्रॉट की वजह से कैटल्स को खाना पीना नहीं मिल पा रहा और वो तभी पॉसिबल है जब वो दूसरी जगह पे जा पाएँ फॉरेज को ढूंढने के लिए. बट वी ऑल नो दैट मूवमेंट वर रिस्ट्रिक्टेड सिंस दे कुड नॉट मूव when where pastures are available. Large number of Maasai cattle died of starvation and diseases, जिसकी वजह से भूख की वजह से केटल्स मरते चले गए. Now let's see the next topic, that is not all were equally affected. Not all pastoralists were equally affected by the changes in the colonial period. Pre-colonial time, Maasai society was divided into social categories like elders and warriors. दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइडेड थी ना जो पैस्टलिस्ट कम्युनिटीज़ हैं, एल्डर्स और वॉरियर्स में. एल्डर्स यानी कि जो formed the ruling group and met in periodic councils to decide on the affairs of the communities and settle down the disputes. Elders मतलब जो उस ग्रुप के हेड्स हुआ करते थे, उनका काम क्या होता था कि जो भी मैनेजिंग का काम है या जो भी डिसीजंस लेने हैं ग्रुप के लिए, वो लेने का काम एल्डर्स का हुआ करता था. एंड वॉरियर्स consist of the younger people mainly responsible for the protection of the tribes. और जो यंग्स होते थे, यंग पीपल होते थे, उन्हें नाम दिया गया था वॉरियर्स, जिनका काम होता था टू प्रोटेक्ट द ट्राइब्स. नाउ लेट्स सी द प्रॉब्लम. मेजर प्रॉब्लम क्या आ रही थी? To administer the affairs of the Maasai, British introduced series of implications. अब ब्रिटिशर्स ने इनके एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के लिए नए रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस बनाए, जिसकी वजह से इनको प्रॉब्लम फेस करनी पड़ी. नंबर 1, दे अपॉइंटेड चीफ्स ऑफ डिफरेंट सब ग्रुप्स ऑफ मसाई who were made responsible for the affairs of the tribe. Gradually, the traditional authority of both elders and warriors was adversely affected. क्योंकि ब्रिटिशर्स ने चीफ्स अपॉइंट कर दिए थे, तो अब जो एल्डर्स और वॉरियर्स का काम होता था वो धीरे धीरे ख़त्म होता चला गया. द चीफ अपॉइंटेड हैड रेगुलर इनकम with which they could buy animals, goods and land. These chiefs managed to survive the devastation of wars and drought. They had both pastoral and non-pastoral income. अब उनके पास दोनों तरफ से पैसा आ रहा है, तो उनको कोई प्रॉब्लम फेस कभी करनी ही नहीं पड़ी. The social changes in Maasai society occurred at 2 levels. So mainly हमें जो याद रखना है वो है कि 2 levels पे इनको प्रॉब्लम फेस करनी पड़ी. सबसे पहला, the traditional differences based on age between elders and warriors, जो बिल्कुल इन्होंने ख़त्म कर दी. Secondly, a new distinction between the wealthy and poor pastoralists developed, जो अब तक कभी भी इनके बीच में नहीं आया था कि कौन पुअर है कौन रिच है, वो क्लास एक डेवलप करना स्टार्ट कर दिया गया था. नाउ लेट्स कंक्लूड द चैप्टर एंड वी कैन से दैट न्यू लॉज एंड न्यू बॉर्डर्स अफेक्टेड द पैटर्न ऑफ देयर मूवमेंट. As pasture lands disappeared, grazing became a problem, while pastures that remained deteriorate their continuous overgrazing. Pastoralists do adapt to the new times. They change the path of their annual movement, reduce their cattle numbers, press for rights to enter new areas, exert political pressure on the government for relief. So these are the ways, and this was the chapter which we learned. Revise the chapter properly, learn and revise it nicely.